What's the crack, everyone? Hope we're all keeping very well. So I'm currently on Great Victoria Street in Belfast, and I'm here to do a long overdue history video today on this place behind me. A lot of you of course know this already, but it's the historic Crown Bar, aka the Crown Liquor Saloon. So there's been a bar in this spot since about 1826 when a man called Felix O'Hanlon opened the Railway Tavern here. And it was called the Railway Tavern because of its proximity to the old Great Victoria Street railway station that used to be here. It was then bought by a man called Michael Flanagan, and later in its history in 1885 his son Patrick renovated the place. You can see here it's known for its beautiful elaborate stained glass windows and ceramic tiled walls and just incredible marble everywhere. And this is because of the influence of the Italian artisans that helped with the renovations, especially in the late 1800s. And these artisans, because there was a big Italian community, were actually brought over to do the churches around Belfast, newly created churches all over the city. And they also helped design and create the interior of Belfast City Hall, which is why you see some sort of similar styles here with a lot of the marble and the beautiful stained glass everywhere. Due to its proximity to the Europa Hotel over there, which got bombed, I think it was about 36 times during the Troubles. Often the Crown would feel the reverberations of the bombs going off. Many of its beautiful ornate windows being smashed regularly. I believe in the 1970s it was a little bit more of a decrepit state than it is now. Because in the late 70s the National Trust actually bought it over and renovated it. This is Amelia Street right beside here, and this, according to historical documents and records, was one of the main red light districts in Belfast. I'm sure some of the ladies of the night, as it would have been called back then, would have frequented the Crown and the precursor Railway Tavern. One little story before I go in and explore some of the secret features inside, okay? Patrick Flanagan, the man who changed the bar's name and renovated it in the 1880s, he was a Catholic born man, and his wife was actually Protestant, and they had an argument about what they were going to change the name of the Crown to, okay? And she ended up winning this and named it the Crown because she was from the Protestant faith, probably from a unionist background. But the story goes that Patrick, in a little bit of a sneaky move, ended up doing a few of the mosaics on the ground here like this, so that when people walked into the bar they would step over the Crown to get in here. Obviously Patrick, probably being from the nationalist background back then, would have found this quite funny. But anyway, enough yapping from the outside. Let's take you inside and show you some of the features, especially some of the secret hidden ones. So this is the stunning interior of the Crown. Okay, look at those amazing stained glass windows and carved wood, of course, everywhere. I was just talking to Michael, who's been here for 38 years, okay, one of the main barmen here, and he was telling me a few more details about some of the interesting features of here, which I'm going to show you now. I was talking to Sammy here. Hello, Sammy. So Sammy's been drinking here 60 years, you were saying, and he was telling me some of the stories about the Crown Bar. So some fascinating ones, especially about his wedding day, or the day of the honeymoon, wasn't it? You were going down to Dublin. But yeah, do you want to say hello to everybody? Hello, everybody. But nice to meet you, Sammy. All right, cheers. Thank you very much. All right, cheers. All the best. Really lovely to meet people like Sammy, because they're sort of the heart and soul of the bars of Belfast. You know, I always say that the bars of Belfast tell the story of Belfast as a city. He was even telling me about his dearly departed wife and how they went on a honeymoon to Dublin. They left from the station across the road, and he used to obviously come in here quite a lot, but he had his wedding, I think, in Hamels. There was a place called Hamels just across the street. Sammy and family, if you're watching, pleasure to meet you. So one of the secret features here you'll see around the bar is this, okay? So this is actually a striking plate for matches. So when people used to go into the snugs, they're available in every single snug here. You used to get your match when you're smoking. You were allowed to smoke back in bars, and you would strike it off that and light your cigarette. So a lovely couple here, Guilherme and Elise from Brazil. Hello, everyone. So they let me in their snug here. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little bit of a secret feature. So there's the match striking plate there for lighting cigarettes, and then you have the bell here, okay? And if you want to know what the bell is for, it's for getting the attention of the bar staff over there. So people used to get their orders taken from here, and they actually still work. So if I press that, it still goes off. So you probably hear that. Michael, where's my drink? Pretty cool that they've kept that feature, so it's a little bit of a secret feature. If you come here though, don't keep pressing it though, because it's going to annoy the staff. The bell I was showing you is from the snug, obviously, and you can see on the doors for each of the snug there's a letter. So the corresponding letter up here corresponds to this up here. So when you ring the bell, that originally would have lit up and it would have told you what snug needed served. A little story about these ornate carved pillars here as well. This isn't actually the original colour. So during refurbishments back in the day, they did an infrared sort of scan on these, and they actually found out the colour was more akin to the colour around that crown there, so a lovely blue. So obviously these look like scales or feathers or whatever. Okay, so they think that the blue was maybe linked to the Belfast seahorse. Okay, so it's a sort of unofficial symbol of Belfast as a city, and obviously the sort of scales and the blue aquamarine sort of colour of seahorses. So you got the gargoyles and different like mythical creatures and things guarding the bar here on each of the snugs. And down here, if you look, this is very interesting to me. These you would think are just like things to place your feet on, but these are actually heated. So when workers used to come in from a long day down the docks with their wet feet and everything else, they used to heat their feet up in here, and they actually still work. So they're like mini radiators underneath the bar. Even some of the details in the carvings here. Okay, so I'm not even going to pronounce that Latin because I don't speak it. Don't want to butcher it, but it basically means fortune favours the bold. So if you didn't know as well, the crown actually does food. Okay, so I'm going to actually take you upstairs here. So you can see obviously a fireplace here, and it's a little bit more homely sort of vibe to it up in the dining room. Okay, and that's because on one of the floors, can't remember which one, there was the hotel, there was lodgings for people, and then the Flanagan family actually lived on one of the floors too. So that was actually their home. And Michael was actually telling me that mirror there can't really disturb people too much here because they're in the snug, but that mirror here was actually damaged during the troubles and the explosion. So it's actually cracked if you go closer to it. Can't really go in there. And there's a plaque on the left hand side, so if you're in here, read the plaque and it tells you sort of like a commemoration to that. And these lamps up here are actually the original gas ones they found upstairs. Now no longer gas anymore, obviously electric, but they've kept them in place here. Yes, thanks very much, Michael. Appreciate it. Right, I'll see you later. Okay, see you. Sure you'll agree. Absolutely fascinating video here on the Crown Liquor Saloon, one of the most beautiful, if not most beautiful bar in Belfast. What a history. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, give it a wee like, comment underneath, even with your memories of the Crown Bar itself. Make sure you follow our page for more.